With the release of the MPC1 Plus, which actually doesn't have any extra RAM, just more storage, and comes in a bright red, which people have been kind of like left and right about, you might be asking yourself, should I pick up an MPC Live 2 used, which are going like around the same price-ish if you get lucky? Like you might be able to pick one up for 700 bucks. Let's actually hit up Reverb and see what the Reverb situation is looking like for the MPC1, because they have been sold out for a while, the MPC1s. I'm sure that now everybody, oh man, $450. Just like I said in my previous video that somebody was going to be snatching an MPC1 for 400 bucks. Bro, 450 for an MPC1 Plus? That's a snatch. So let's see how much the MPC Live 2 is going for. The regular MPC Live 2 is going for 750 bucks, dude. That's a great deal. I honestly think the ones that are gonna keep the more value are the Retro Edition, because those are like the cleanest looking ones. Like, look at the price difference between these two. Let's see how much the Retro MPC1 costs. Yeah, so the cheapest Retro is a little less than a new Plus. I mean, that's almost just as much as the Plus. You might as well get the Plus if it came down to it, but the Retro just looks so clean. So I think this is a perfect time to get an MPC if you're really trying to try out the workflow. There's pros and cons to the workflow. It really depends on the person and really depends on what you're doing. I think the MPC is a great sequencer. The sound is not the greatest in my opinion. They did drop that new synth that I would like to try, but now they want money for every single plugin they drop, so But I have heard good things. I mean, it's kind of hard to get a Juno wrong. When it comes to replicating specific synths like the CS80 or the DX7, I really depend on the Arturia collection. Those are my go-to plugins when I need like that specific synth sound. So I'm just really waiting till the day for one of these companies to give us VST3s on like one of these groove boxes, because that would be the game changer if we can run actual VSTs in these standalone computers, right? Like for example with the Ableton Push 3, if there is a computer in there, why can't we run VST3s in there? So is that something that they're waiting to release later on? Maybe it's not ready yet, maybe it's still buggy, they have to work with like every company. I mean, I'm sure it's not simple. If not, they would have done it by now, right? But I really hope that it's something they're working on. Like I hope this is a priority. As long as we cannot run VST3s in standalone groove boxes, we're gonna be tied to whatever that company gives us. So we need to break free from that. We're the end user, like we should have more control over what we put in our devices, especially since we already paid for all these VSTs. Like I have so many VSTs, I don't want to give up my computer anymore. Like it was a priority to give up my computer before. Now it's like, why? I have access to so many amazing sounds on the computer that it's like, why would I buy a plugin for a device that I'm probably gonna sell in the future or get tired of and end up losing all that money in plugins? Because as soon as you start investing on software for specific hardware, like you're committed. That thing is worth to you a lot more than it's gonna be worth once you resell it. So just keep that in mind when you buy and resell things. 450 bucks for an MPC1 versus 700 bucks for an MPC Live 2. I think the MPC1 has a better layout, it has more buttons, and I do like the form factor, but you do not have that battery or that speaker. And the speaker on the MPC Live 2 might seem kind of gimmicky, but once you actually jam with it, you're like, wow, I wish more of my gear had speakers, and the speaker is actually really good. If you don't care for the speaker and you're just gonna be with your monitors like at home and you're not going anywhere, you could look into the MPC Live, like the first one. Those are going for 500 bucks. But if it came down to MPC 1 and MPC Live 1, I would go MPC 1 because what makes the Live 2 special is the speaker. So should you buy an MPC Live 2 right now? I would say probably not, because seeing that they gave us the 1 Plus and the MPC Live 2 has been out for a minute now, the next logical step is that it's gonna have an update soon. What makes sense is a red MPC Live 2 Plus, but I'm really, like, fingers crossed, really hoping for like that MK3, like thinner, like new body. They also just released a new software update. I haven't looked much into it, but that's one of the good things about Akai, that they're constantly one of the only companies that continues to pump out updates, and like that wasn't the case before, so like hats off to them for like getting on top of it, because that was like one of the biggest complaints with the Akai products for a really long time, that like there were just so many problems that weren't being addressed. So I'm glad that like a lot of the issues are gone, but I do want to see like more development in the product. I'm ready for MK3. I'm ready for a new body, like some new features. I don't want just a paint job upgrade.